Jeremiah Cheatham here for Jeremiah's Guitar Lessons. This video is going to be on what a note is. So we're just going to cover this really quick. You don't need to memorize any of this information. I just want you to understand the concept of what a note and how to play a note is. So we play a note on a guitar. In this series we're going to be using a pick. So we're going to take a pick and we're going to strike a string. It can be either down or up, but that is actually a note. So now the strings on this guitar are tuned to E, A, D, G, B, and E. So the top string and the bottom string are the same note, but they're in different octaves. So this is an E and this is an E. Now there's so many notes that you can play on a guitar because every fret is going to be a different note. So if we're playing the thickest string, the top string, open, that's an E. But if we place our finger between the nut and the first fret, that is now an F. And if I go to the second fret, that's going to be an F sharp, and the third is a G. So you saw me playing an E, an F note, then an F sharp, and a G. That is because there's actual 12 tones all the way up to the next octave, but there's only going to be 7 notes in a scale such as the diatonic scale. So in the diatonic scale, the key of C is going to be E, F, G. We skip that F sharp, that's actually not in the scale. So we're going to play actual 7 notes instead of the 12. We're going to skip some of them. Now, we don't really need to know what those notes are right now, but I just want you to understand that there's actually 12 notes until we get to the 12th fret, which is the E again at a higher octave. There's going to be 12 different, but we're only going to actually be playing in any time, and in any scale, we're only going to be playing 7 of those, with the 8th note being the first note again. So it would go E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. And we're not going to play the F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. We're not going to play the C sharp or D sharp. We're not going to need those notes. We're only going to be playing 7. So just understand that there is actual 12 tones, but we're only going to be playing 7 of them. So we don't have to worry about all the tones all the time. So we can play notes up the neck, but we'd only really need to play up to the 4th fret, because the 5th fret is actually the same as the open of the string below it. So if we're playing on the E string, the 6th string, we're playing the E string on the 5th fret, that is the same as the A string or the 5th string on the open. So E string 5 is A, which is the same as A string. A string on the 5th is D, which is the same as the D string or the 4th string. D string on the 5th is G, same as the open G string. Now when we get down to the G string, we're going to go only to the 4th, because G string on the 4th fret is B, and B is the open string of the 2nd string. That's a B string. So on the G string, 4th fret, B, and the 2nd string open, B. But then when we get to the B string, it's going to be 5 again for playing the E note. Okay? So we can play notes going all the way up as far as we can reach, or we can play notes going down, but those are notes. And we don't have to play every tone. In a scale, it's usually just a selection of 7 notes, with the 8th note being the first note. So that is notes. All you have to remember is basically how to play a note and kind of where you can play the notes.